What do you know about COVID-19?
What I know about COVID-19 is that it's a dangerous illness that's come from China and is threatening many lives.
That it's a very serious virus that originated in China and it is killing a lot of people all over the world.
It's very contagious. It's still kind of a new virus, so every day they're finding out more information, but I know it's very contagious.
COVID-19 has affected me in many ways. The biggest is that I had to take a leave of absence from my job to care for my kids that are now out of school and try to keep them busy and keep their education going.
COVID-19 has affected me work-wise. I had to work from home for about 2.5 months. Now we are temporarily laid off, and for my husband, he's been ill, and so we're self-quarantining as well. At the beginning of the pandemic, my job shut down. I think we were one of the first ones. We shut down on March 16th.
I've been off work because of COVID, and I'm a cancer patient, so I've been home with the wife. The wife's working from home, so we've been getting a lot of work done around the house that's been neglected for the last couple of years because we were so busy working. My job is still open, but the portion of the job that I do at work, our work is split up between bars and restaurants and stores and grocery stores. I work in the beer business, and the bar and restaurant portion, which I work in, is shut down, so there's no work for me.
My job did not have to shut down during the pandemic, but because of my children, I had to take a leave of absence in order to be here for them so they weren't here by themselves in my home.
Everyday changes are being more diligent on washing our hands, cleaning doors and doorknobs, hand sanitizing, making sure that we're very careful.
The biggest one would be having to stay home and not be out in the public and going shopping and taking my kids to school and stuff.
Well, I have to be extra careful. Again, I mentioned I was a cancer patient, so my immune system's really weak. So I only leave the house when I absolutely have to pick up groceries, here and there and stuff. But that's probably the hardest one, just sitting around and trying to find chores to do around the house.
A few adjustments my family and I have had to make is being able to entertain my 4 children here at our house. I would say the pandemic affected my children because they are not in school anymore. I feel like academically they might suffer a little bit because it's different learning from teachers online compared to in face-to-face interaction. When going into public, I take plenty of precautions. I always have hand sanitizer. I have a face mask. When it comes to my children, I typically don't let them leave the house unless it's absolutely necessary.
Things that I've been doing to pass the time are crafting, doing a lot of schoolwork.
Well, we did a complete inside remodel job on the house, painted everything, got a bunch of new furniture delivered, and looks like a brand new house, man. It's kind of cool. It's like a whole new place to live.
What got me into crafting is that it's something that I enjoy doing on the side. I find it fun, and I feel like with learning how to make masks and stuff, I feel like it's benefited my family and friends during this whole
Boredom. Sitting around doing nothing. Putting on a few pounds. So we and the wife got together and we decided let's at least get on our feet and do stuff. So that's what we decided to do. We wouldn't have to leave home to do it.
And crafting I've been into for quite a while. I stopped doing it because life got so busy, but during the pandemic I have nothing but time pretty much. So kind of went back into doing some scrapbooking and crafting. And school, I have more time to get my schoolwork done and spend a lot more time getting it correct. The hardest thing to cope with during this time is the stress of making sure that everybody in the family is safe and healthy and stays that way.
Missing our normal life, being able to let my kids go to their friend's house and driving them to school, after school programs. I feel like seeing my kids locked up in a house is probably the hardest thing that I've had to deal with.
Hardest thing to cope with during these times is not going to work. I enjoy my job. Sitting around the house, doing nothing but gaining weight and eating snacks and stuff is for the birds. I'm close to retirement, but that's the last thing I want to do. I just want to stay busy and try to get my health back.
I'm most excited to go back to regular life, kind of drive, make sure everything's open, be able to go shopping when you want to go shopping, not have to stress over health.
When this pandemic is over, I feel like I'm going to be most excited to be able to see my kids go back to school and be normal again, just have a normal life, not have to worry about putting masks on my kids, sanitizing.
Getting back to work, getting life back to normal, being able to go and see a movie, going to a mall, not have to, just to get back to normal. Even go to a ball game would be great. It's going to take some time, but it's coming. And in my opinion, we rushed the gun on the first phase, and now it's things have gotten worse. I think maybe with all the protesting and stuff, people were kind of careless. So I know this is still the first wave, but it's gotten heavier and heavier. So we just got to be really careful and pay attention to what the experts are saying.